Hello everyone, and thanks for taking some time out of your day to visit my channel. So today is a reaction to something I've seen requested so many times. I've seen this band and this song all over the place. For some reason I've just been putting it off, and I've never heard Polyphia or the song G.O.A.T, or G.O.A.T, however you want to call it. So yeah, I mean, I've seen so many suggestions for it. A lot of people have said they're pretty sure I'm going to love it. And I've seen lots of reactions to it, like thumbnails for videos of reactions to it, and like analysis of it, so I assume it's pretty technical. Now, what actually finally made me want to do it, like finally listen to this, is because I was looking for some guitar plugins, and I saw this kind of online advert for Archetype, this guitar plugin by Tim Henson. And I saw the little promo clip and I was just blown away by his playing. Really, really original, insane sound. Like, what wizardry is this? So looked him up, and then lo and behold, he's part of this band. So I thought, okay, I need to finally check this out. It's got a lot of hits. So yeah, I'm expecting it to be I'm hoping it's going to be ultra technical, and I get to experience some cool musical wizardry. Anyway, let's check this out. I was a bit unsure whether to go with a official version or a live version. Decided to go with the official music video, so I just kind of want to hear the actual recording in this case, so I can really hear the production. So let's get to it. Oh god, I can just get lost in this and just like forget to pause, but then the video will get blocked. So, wow. Okay, how do I even express what I just witnessed? Off the bat, the intro is interesting. It sounded like a really old, spooky music box. It reminded me of like kind of a dark hip hop beat. I was expecting a dark hip hop beat to come in at any moment, but that main, I don't even want to call it a riff. It feels like it's beyond a riff, but you know, that first sort of theme he was playing on the guitar, just insane. Like, I feel like I want to hear it multiple times and slow it down to see exactly what's going on. Because yeah, no, I really want to see like a close-up of him playing, because it's such a bright tone to begin with. It's really produced so well. You can just hear you can almost hear every kind of fiber of his finger on the strings. It's just so clean. You can hear that, and the way he's playing it, he's just floating over the strings. He's he's playing a lot of harmonics in there, adding in all kinds of little tricks, and it's just fluttering. It's like gosh, yeah, it's like fireflies. These notes are just sort of flying all over the place, and the way it's syncing with the drummer and the bassist as well. It's got an incredible rhythm. It's kind of jarring for a second, but it still kind of chugs along nicely. You still can bob your head to it, even though there's just so many things just fluttering at you. And the video is really cool. I love the way it's shot as well. The way the lighting, the effect of the camera going through the floor, and this very dramatic lighting And these guys look young as well. Like that's insane talent. Okay, let's just experience this. That concludes today's sermon. Oh goodness, that was amazing. That was so awesome. The amount of time that must have gone into mixing that, you really got to commend the production as well, because it was hard to keep up. I was almost trying to close my eyes and figure out, like, dissect each sound I'm hearing. But I loved how much space there was in the mix. Like, when it sounded like the two guitarists were both fully panned right and left, and it's like sometimes they were playing unison, and then they were kind of going in and out of unison, and then playing harmonized at parts. But that, with that tone, like, that they both had, that very clean and crisp tone, and then being panned all the way, you could really hear everything. It was so clear, and it felt like there was a lot of space in the mix. It wasn't so much like a wall of sound. There was lots of space, and in a way it made you hear things. Again, it made you hear things more clearly, and I couldn't get that, like, image out of my head of, like, fluttering. All the notes are just kind of, I imagine, like, fireflies just moving around in a space. So having that mix, it's like all the notes have space to move. That's how it felt listening to that. So it was just like everything's rotating around you. It's crazy. Incredibly talented. Some of the time signatures were bizarre and amazing. The drummer was intense, and I have so much respect for that kind of drumming. Like, I can't even begin to imagine it. The bassist was great as well. Like, his use of slap bass really added to that bright tone within the mix. So you kind of got a mix of that warmer bass tone, because he was playing some normal notes, but he was adding in a little bit of slaps. So the bass is kind of adding a really interesting layer at the bottom of it all. Now, something that comes to mind, and I'm sure some people might roll their eyes a bit, but I mean this in the nicest way possible. In a way, some of the parts reminded me of dubstep, and it's kind of a style I feel, and maybe it's come from, I'm sure it's come from earlier genres, but that kind of chaos, like controlled chaos, where you'll hear something and then it jaggedly jumps into something else. So with dubstep, it's just like harsh, crazy synths, and you're just changing the gate or what have you, or just adding in a completely different noise or a sample, and it's just that kind of mad chaos, but it also follows a certain rhythm because you loop it and then you start to remember them and stuff. And I've seen it more, and I've seen metal bands try to do that, like try to emulate dubstep, but with like guitar tones or just adding in synths. For like a middle 8 section of the song, they'll have like a one bit where it's just complete madness. I felt like I had that, but this is it's almost taken that concept of controlled chaos, but done it in a much more refined and clean way here, and obviously played way more organically as well. Really utilizing every square centimeter of the guitar to make different noises, whether it's two-handed tapping or harmonics, to get these crazy noises added with the mix and everything like that. And just that whole composition is just mad. Oh yeah, I am just crazy impressed. I can see why there's a lot of hype around this. Now, I had a feeling I was going to do this beforehand, so I'm going to do it because I wasn't sure if I should do studio or live. I'm going to do the live video now because I really want to see them pull that off live. Like I said, I've talked a lot about the production, but I also want to see how they do this in a live setting. Yeah, so it looks like the soundcheck is the most popular live version of this. It's probably going to be good quality. So yeah, let's try this out. I want to see them do this. Church again. So clean. The feeling they have, like that takes such natural ability, like just to have that kind of that feel for the timing. It's almost like they sort of hold notes for a second, and there's this call and response going on between them at times as well. But I mean, it's so difficult. There's so many different techniques they're playing in such a short space of time. Because harmonics, just you play a normal harmonic by itself. If anyone doesn't know, it's when you gently rest your finger on a certain part of on the string on a certain part of the fretboard, and you get an overtone, so you get that kind of almost sounds like a synthy kind of noise. It's a bit very different. Anyway, it's kind of easy to play it by itself, but when you like just casually throwing it in and then doing other really crazy stuff, it's very difficult. Yeah, I mean, they're using the tram arm a little bit at times, just doing like a very subtle dive or just a subtle bit of vibrato with it. Yeah, sometimes they'll slide up and just hold it just for a second, and the timing is just like a little bit off it, and it's very deliberate, and I think it's to give it that chaotic noise, that chaotic feel. Yeah, they'll just hold it for a second and then suddenly let go, and you hear like a really crisp harmonic, and then it just loops again. It's so insane what's going on, and it's amazing seeing it live. I feel like we're probably hearing just a mic in the room. It's not like a direct mix, so I'm not quite getting this probably isn't doing justice to their live sound, but it's still really cool to see this live and see them actually pull it off. Okay, let's watch the rest of this. Pretty impressive what he's doing on the bass as well. I'm not a bassist, I don't really know much about slap bass, so maybe this is obvious, maybe someone can tell me here. But I feel like normally when I see slap bass, usually it's just, there's no pick, it's just the thumb and then you're pulling up with other fingers, but looks like he's using a pick and he's using his sort of smallest fingers at the end to actually do the pulling up. Which I feel like that's, maybe I've just never noticed it before, but that looks really impressive to me, so that is a cool touch. I love that little moment of the drummer. He's just using kicks, hi-hat, and ride, I think. But I mean, like, there's no toms or snare in there, yet that still has an incredible groove by itself. And again, it just sort of cuts things. It's a little bit staggering. It's jarring for a moment from the rest of the song. So there's just so many little details like that. Just like you're constantly like kind of on edge. It's really, really cool. But it's done in an interesting way. Like, there's never a dull moment in this. Like, you cannot possibly be bored. Well, to me, I feel like you can't be bored listening to this. I can understand why it might not be everyone's cup of tea. I feel like any musician is, like, you have to appreciate the amount of work that's gone into this. Like, these guys are just so talented. Crazy. Oh man, watching some of these videos can really be like a hard pill to swallow, just to see the standard of some guitarists and musicians in general. It's like, oh man, I've so far to go. And someone so young as well to play like that is just incredible. Yeah, you really got to take it off because like, he's got the skill. Like, he's got the skill to shred. Like, there's some moments there, very technical, very fast. You know, I'm sure he could easily handle being in like a metal band and just doing standard solos and shredding, but he's taken his talent and he's doing something. They're doing something very original with it. All of the members have just got mad skills, and like I've got to praise them for pushing the boundaries and do something different. It's really cool. I feel like they could. I'm really interested to hear more of their music. I don't know if they have any vocals, or if they collaborate. I'd be really interested to hear vocals incorporated into this kind of sound, or even other electronic elements might be interesting, because it almost sounds, it's like organic electronic music in a way, if that makes any sense. Yeah, like the range of sounds, spectrum of color that they're painting just with their instruments, and you know, without that many effects really. Like they've harnessed that sound, but you know, there's not too much distortion or other crazy stuff going on. But yeah, like it almost sounds like you've got effects. It almost sounds like when the two are playing bits together, almost sounds like a chorus pedal. When there's like overlapping bits, that almost sounds like a delay pedal. So I mean, I'm sure, like again, I'm sure there is some stuff happening, but it feels pretty minimal, and that it's mainly them creating that noise. So it's really, really astounding. So yeah, I'm glad I finally checked that out. Geez, I feel like my head is scrambled from just all these notes. Like it's quite, I need some silence to relax a bit now. Yeah, that was really cool. I'm glad I finally checked that out. Let me know what you thought of this video, everyone. If you have any more suggestions from Polyphia or any other comments or anything, I'm always happy to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, and if you want to support me, you can hit the like button or the subscribe button. That would be lovely. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.